Hello everyone, I, Ms. Bhavna Danesh Munod, welcome you all in Agricultural Development Trust, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sharda Nagar, Baramati. Good day dear students. Last period we studied about law of diminishing marginal utility, its assumptions, exceptions and criticism. Now children, we will see significance of law of DMU, that is diminishing marginal utility. Now see the first point over here. Significance of law is first related to useful to the consumer. Now this law creates what? It creates awareness among the consumers. So to obtain maximum utility from the limited resources, it is necessary to diversify the consumption. Means the first important law or say importance of law of DMU or significance is it is very useful to the consumer. Now how? Now it creates awareness among the consumer as we have studied in law of DMU. What it is? With every successive unit of a commodity, what happens? Marginal utility goes on diminishing. So when it is necessary to know, a consumer should know where should we stop for buying, purchasing the things. There should be a limitation so that natural resources also is not destroyed too much. So children, law of DMU tells us that it is very useful to consumer because they will know where to stop in purchasing the things when they are satisfied rather than being greedy person. So it is very necessary to diversify the consumption. Means what? Where to stop purchasing things, where we should have a maximum limit. That's why this law is important. Now we come to the second one, that law of DMU is also useful to the government. Now what this law tells, that this law is very useful in framing or helping the government to frame the policies. So which policies? There will be tax policy, trade policy, pricing policy, etc. So this what we have seen. First two, that this law is useful to the consumers and to the government. Now government, why it is helpful children for government? Because this law helps us in fixing the policies. So whichever policies for the government will be, it will be related to taxation, related to trade. These policies can be framed with the help of law of diminishing marginal utility. Now we come to third importance, that is third significance or third importance of law of DMU, that this law of diminishing marginal utility is based on paradox value children. Paradox of value they have told, and this paradox of value we have studied in 11th standard if you remember the first chapter. So paradox value is related to what? Value in use and value in exchange, where we have studied the example of diamond and water. So value in use means what? The things we daily consume but their price is less, and the things we rarely use but the price is high, that is called as value in exchange children. So this is what this law of DMU tells us, that it is based on paradox of value. So what it has, it includes goods which have value in use and zero or less value in exchange. So such as air, water, sunshine, as well as goods that have more value in exchange, less value in use, such as gold, diamonds, etc. Now the fourth significance is what? Basis of law of demand. Now law of DMU is also important in studying law of demand. Means the law of demand is based on law of diminishing marginality utility. Why? Because this law of demand tells us that when price falls, there is increase in purchasing goods, and when price rises children, then there is decrease in purchasing goods. So law of demand is based on this statement that higher the price, lower will be the commodity purchased, and lower the price, higher will be the commodity purchased children. So law of diminishing marginal utility is also significant or important for basis of law of demand. So we studied all these 4 points related to what? Importance of law of demand children. What? It was useful to the consumer. Who? Law of diminishing marginal utility. Then second, to the government to frame policies. Then the third, that this law of DMU is based on paradox value. Paradox value we have studied. It relates to value in use and value in exchange. For example, say water, sunshine, your diamond, gold. Then fourth point is it is basis on law of demand. Means law of diminishing marginal utility is also based on law of demand. So they have told if he would buy additional units, means marginal utility steadily declines. When it declines, when a consumer starts purchasing more and more units. Additional unit, when it is purchasing, what happens? The consumption of a commodity is stopped over there. Now we have studied in relation between TU and MU, and the formula also tells you TU is what? Total utility formula tells us what TU is equal to MU1 plus MU2 plus MU3 till dot dot MUN, means what? Addition of all the units of a commodity, that is called as total utility. And marginal utility formula is what? TUN minus TUN minus 1 in bracket. That means minus 1 is your extra addition unit of cost or unit of a commodity. So that is called as marginal utility. So they have told that when a consumer purchases more and more units of goods, children, its marginal utility steadily declines, and hence he would buy additional units of a commodity only at a lower price. Now the next point in this chapter is, children, that we have to show relationship between marginal utility and price. See, what we have to show? Relationship between marginal utility and price, children. Now we'll come to see relationship between marginal utility and price, children. Let us see. See, this point we have to study from this chapter. Relation between marginal utility and price. Previously studied, what we studied? Relationship between total utility and marginal utility. Now we are going to study the last point of this chapter, children, that is relationship between marginal utility and price, MU and price. How we will study? On the basis of law of DMU. We'll take it as practical example, law of DMU, and then we will study practically. So by the following table, it has been explained related to relationship between marginal utility and price, children. So see, we'll start from this table. Just observe and listen to the table carefully, children. Just observe the table and listen to the audio carefully. Now see, if you can see the table properly, I'll just zoom it. Children, what they have told, that number of units, see, they have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for first unit, they considered, children, for first unit, they considered MU units of X 10. This is for first unit. And the market price, children, they told for every unit of commodity will be rupees 50. See what I am telling. We have to study now relationship between marginal utility and price. Now what this table is telling, that number of units, MU units of X is what? Again I will repeat, 10. Okay, 10. And market price unit we have to consider rupees 50. Now total, see children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units are there. Okay. Now for this 6 units, see, marginal utility was first 10, then 8, 7, 5, 3 and 1. See, you have to by heart this. 6 units of commodity are there, and marginal utility for first unit only they told 10. Then afterwards you have to write for second it was 8, third it was 7, fourth it was 5, fifth it was 3, and for sixth it was 1 MU of X. Now the thing is, while studying the relationship between, children, MU and price, that is marginal utility and price, we have to convert this marginal units of X into money. See, what we have to do? We have to convert this marginal utility of X into money, children. So see, the third table or third column is marginal utility of money, that is 1 unit is equal to rupees 10. So 10 we already know. Marginal utility, see in bracket if you can see children, it is 10. 10 multiplied by rupees 10. That is, we have to convert that 10 unit into what? Money. So 10 multiplied by 10, 100. 8 multiplied by 10, 80. 7 multiplied by 10, 70. Then 5 units of C, 5 units of X multiplied by 10, rupees 50. 3 units multiplied by 10, 30. And 1, that is 1 unit multiplied by 10, it is 10 rupees, children. That means we have converted marginal utility in terms of money, and we already know, children, that market price of every unit of a commodity they have told rupees 50. Now come to the last column that we have to compare between MU and price. Now see, 100 marginal utility, what is there? Rupees 50. 80 marginal utility is rupees 50. 70 marginal utility is what? Rupees 50. Then 50 marginal utility is 50. Then 30 MU is 50 and 10 MU is rupees 50. Now see, children, what we have to show, what we have to study, that what is the relation between MU and price. Now see, if you can see the first unit, children, see over here, that is 100 marginal utility is greater than price rupees 50. Yes or no? Then 80 is also greater than price rupees 50. 70 MU is also greater than rupees 50. So all these three marginal utility which are greater than price is called as intra-marginal utility, children. Comparison between MU and price we are studying. So these three units in the last column, that is first, second, third unit, where marginal utility was 100, for second unit it was 80, for third unit it was 70. They are greater than price because price is 50. So these all three items or units of commodity are called as intra-marginal utility, children. Then come to the fourth one, children, that is 50. Fourth one is what? See, again I will tell you. Fourth one is what? 50, children. 50 rupees is equal to rupees 50. If you can see in the table, children. What is there? Fourth one is telling us that 50 marginal utility is equal to rupees 50. Means for fourth unit, marginal utility was X. Then the price is rupees 50 and we converted into money, that is 5 multiplied by 10, it was 50 MU is equal to rupees 50, means equal sign has come. That is called as consumer's equilibrium. We already studied in law of DMU where it comes 0 or the point, that is total utility, when it reaches at maximum or at a higher level, then marginal utility is 0. Keep in mind, MU, when TU reaches at its maximum point, then point of staticity comes and MU is 0. So here also, when we are studying about relationship between what? Price and marginal utility. So your price is equal to 50 MU is equal to 50 rupees 50. So that time it is called as consumer's equilibrium, children. And then come to the last one in the table. If you can see, children, see over here that 30, if you can see in the last two columns, 30 MU less than rupees 50 means your price is greater than marginal utility. Here also for the last one is what? The price is greater than marginal utility. 30, last two columns, fifth and sixth unit of commodity. 30 MU is less than rupees 50 means your price is greater than MU. And for last also for sixth unit, the price is greater than MU. So what happens over here? Then this is called as extra marginal utility, children. These we are studying regarding what? Relationship between MU and price, where up to 6 units of commodity we have taken. Marginal utility is just, they have given an example that first will be 10. First unit of number of units will be MU units of 10. And then further we converted that 10 multiplied by rupees 10, that is we have to convert mu into money for measurement of a comparison. Then we got 100, and then 100 unit of commodity was greater than the price, that is rupees 50. So that is called as intra-marginal utility. Then we had also seen at the fourth unit of commodity what happened, equal sign came, that means marginal utility was equal to price, so consumer's equilibrium. And then the last, for fifth and sixth unit, we have seen that marginal utility was less than price, that is called as extra marginal utility, children. So this only we have to study according to this table, that relationship between price and marginal utility. So they have given, for example, to make it practically understand, that 1 unit of marginal utility is equal to rupees 10 and market price for per unit of X, children, is rupees 50. So here also same thing they have told. I'll just read and show you again this, that this table shows that a consumer starts buying. See, the table already explained that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units are the thing. So this shows, what it shows, that consumer starts buying commodity X for his consumption one after the other. Till 6 units we studied. Then we also studied that marginal utility which is added to the stock goes on diminishing. See, we have studied 10, 8, 6, 5, 4. This goes on diminishing with every units we consume. So when marginal utility is converted in terms of money, we can easily compare marginal utility with the market price, and that we studied according to the table. 5 columns were there. Now the first 3 units were consumed, and in that we have seen, children, whenever rational normal consumer will there, he will buy according to his things, and the benefit will be derived from the price. So at the fourth unit, marginal utility and price become equal. First 3 units we have seen that marginal utility was higher than the price. And for fifth and sixth unit, we have seen that marginal utility, whatever was derived, is less than the market price. So when it is less than the market price, a rational consumer will not buy any further. When equal, there is relationship between marginal utility and market price is equal. So consumer will not purchase any more commodities, children. So they have told over here, if you can see, and I also explained you before, children, that units which a consumer, see, units which a consumer willingly buy becomes mu is greater than a price is called as what? Intra-marginal utilities. See, if you can see, MUX greater than PX. And units at which mu becomes equal with price is marginal utility, that is MUX is equal to PX is equal to consumer's equilibrium. See, children, units which a consumer willingly buys becomes mu greater than the price, then it is called as intra-marginal units, MUX greater than PX, that is price. Then units at which mu becomes equal with market price, it is marginal utility, MUX is equal to PX, it is also called as consumer's equilibrium. And we see the third one, children, that units which a rational consumer is not willing to buy and consume when he has to pay more. See, when a consumer stops purchasing a commodity, when price is increasing higher by higher, that means marginal utility was what? Less than the price. Price has been increased over here, rupees 50 for, see, last unit, 5th and 6th. So for rational consumer, they have told, if they have to pay more than the marginal utility, then that is called as extra marginal units, that is MUX is less than PX. And thus a rational consumer attains equilibrium when marginal utility is equal to price. This relationship, children, we have to understand by drawing this table, that is relationship between marginal utility and price in law of demand. See, again I'll go back to the table, children. We'll have just a flashback. See, 5 columns we have drawn. Why we have drawn 5 columns? To study the relationship between mu and price. So the first column is what, children? Number of units. Then we all know number of units are 1 to 6. Then mu units of X. So they have given one example, that 1 mu is 10. Then we write 8753. This you can by heart, no problem. Then mu in terms of money, 1 unit is equal to rupees 10. They have told 1 unit of X. And market price already they told that for units of commodity it will be rupees 50. And then we studied the comparison, that is fifth column between mu and price, where we studied what is intra-marginal units. Then at the fourth unit it is called as consumer's equilibrium, and fifth and sixth unit marginal utility is less than the price, that is called as extra marginal unit, children. So this is the relationship between what? Marginal utility and price, children. So where we have to study that when marginal utility is equal to price, then what happens, children? It is consumer's equilibrium point of satisfaction comes over there. Now regarding extra thing given in your textbook, these are two famous economists, children, J.R. Hicks and R.G.D. Allen. Now see what R.G.D. J.R. Hicks and Professor R.G.D. Allen were the main exponents of indifference method, and it was evolved to supersede cardinal utility analysis, see children, by Professor Alfred Marshall. So indifference curve analysis adopts the concept of ordinal utility. An indifference curve is the locus of points indicating particular combinations of two goods from which the consumer derives the same level of satisfaction. As a result, he is indifferent to the particular combination that he consumes. See, both Professor J.R. Hicks and R.G.D. Allen has done more research when Professor Alfred Marshall introduced this theory, indifference method. They both have studied that when a consumer starts purchasing different things, then his satisfaction will be different. Means according to every purchasing of a commodity, their reactions will be different. Their satisfaction level will be different. So they have told about indifference curve. Who? Professor J.R. Hicks and R.G.D. Allen. So this is all we studied in this chapter, children. That is utility, types of utility, features of utility, then law of diminishing marginal utility, significance, importance, criticism, as well as relationship between total units and marginal units, children. Then relationship between marginal utility and market price. So all this chapter we studied about utility, children. And last, I want to mention a quote over here in this chapter, that is, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Means according to Robert Collier, he told that success is what? A small effort. So we have to do efforts repeatedly, practice it. Repeatedly means what? If failure is there, no worry, go ahead, practice it every day, go and go, work day, work out, work things, day and night you start working for your progress, for your success. So it is a small effort that we have to do, and as a student, children, daily 1 hour or 2 hour studies for yourself will definitely reach you to the point of success. So overall, this chapter is completed in this period, children. For the next chapter, we'll meet in the next video, children. By the time, thank you.